The story begins with a typical morning for a girl. She is forced to walk her dog despite the bad weather and her laziness. The girl's name was Pam, and her dog's name was Bob. Bob was a good and obedient dog. When Pam told him to give her the ball, he did. However, sometimes he didn't listen to his owner. But Pam loved him no matter what. Pam told Bob that it was time for his mom to go to work. She asked him if he would be a good boy. The dog stretched out his paw and barked. Pam hugged Bob before work and left for work. The dog seemed emotionless, but in reality, he was sad and lonely when his owner left for work. However, there was something else that made Bob happy in his life. At work, a colleague named Anne was talking about her date yesterday. However, Pam interrupted her story, saying that it was time for the dog camera. Pam turned on the app, hoping that Bob hadn't destroyed the apartment, and waited for the camera to turn on. Anne asked what the damage was this time. Pam was upset. Her beloved Bob destroys the apartment every time she leaves for work. Anne called him a nightmare. However, Pam told her not to talk about her dog like that. Then Anne remembered, was it because of this dog that Pam had recently been dumped? Unfortunately for Pam, Anne was right. It had been a month since the breakup. 3 years ago, Pam fell in love with a guy at first sight. 6 months later, they were already living together. Since he didn't want children, they got a puppy from a shelter. After Bob arrived, Pam thought they would become a happy family. However, her boyfriend gave her a choice, either him or that creature. It hurt Pam to realize that she had loved such a monster, all because she was drunk on love and didn't really know him. In the evening after work, Pam was returning home and thinking that she needed help with the dog while she was away. Pam didn't know anyone who could help with this. Hiring someone was too expensive, and she didn't have that much money. When she entered her apartment, Pam saw the mess Bob had made. At that moment, her neighbor witnessed another conversation between them. The owner scolded her dog, but in the end forgave him and went to walk him. He got dressed and went out to them. The guy was just about to talk to Pam when she suddenly asked Bob to stop pulling on the leash, because now they were going for a walk. Hearing the word walk, Bob rushed to the exit. In his haste, he ran out into the street, ignoring his owner's words. In an attempt to hold the dog back, Pam almost fell. However, the stranger held Pam back. This stranger had a low, sexy voice. He also smelled of tobacco and vanilla. He asked if she was okay. Pam blushed with embarrassment and thanked him for saving her. The guy said she should control her dog better and stop wearing dumb heels for a walk. However, Pam liked her heels. How could he tell her how to dress when he was wearing Crocs with socks? Pam thanked him for his advice, thinking what a jerk he was, just like her ex. Then the guy called Bob over and told him to sit. The guy said that Pam was very noisy after work, and it made him uncomfortable. However, Pam was shocked by Bob's behavior. She had never seen Bob so calm before. Before leaving, the guy gave some advice. The dog won't understand commands if you yell at him. Pam realized that this was a sign, so she stopped him and asked if he could look after her dog while she was at work. Pam said that he was good at training dogs, and Bob trusted him. She would pay him for this. The guy said he agreed. However, he would be very expensive. The guy asked what Bob's problem was. Did he need to be taught to listen to Pam? Upon entering the apartment, he was surprised. However, he then said that his service would cost $20 an hour. However, for Pam, who works 8 hours a day, it was too expensive. Pam was unhappy, but the guy said he had warned her. Besides, a dog is a big responsibility. However, the girl agreed. Pam said that Bob deserved better. The guy was surprised by this response. He said that Bob's anxiety needed to be reduced gradually. By the end of their sessions, the guy would reduce his visits so that Bob could learn to stay alone. He said that Pam would have to pay in advance and that he also needed a spare set of keys to the apartment. Pam said she would go and do it right away. Then the guy introduced himself. His name was Tyler. Pam felt relieved that her dog would finally be able to stay alone. The next day, Pam called out to Anne to tell her the news. However, Anne asked her to be quiet. A bald man was extremely unhappy. He said that all the documents were full of mistakes and demanded that they be corrected immediately. When she saw the number of documents, Pam became sad. It would take all day. Her friend Anne was also sad. Pam apologized, saying that she should have checked all the documents, not Anne. Then Anne offered to go on a double date with her as an apology. Her boyfriend has a handsome brother. There would be delicious food, no awkward conversation, and after spending the night together, she could leave and never call him again. However, Pam apologized, saying she wasn't ready for that yet. Then Anne said she forgot that Pam is one of those people who thinks every date should be for love. Then Anne asked why Pam came to work so happy. Then the director told the girls to stop gossiping. The guy next to him told the director not to worry. He was sure they were doing a great job. Besides, women can't work without talking about shoes and shopping. It's natural. And at least they are pleasing to the eye. The girls were unhappy with what he said about them. One day they would make him burn in hell. Pam hated this job, but the bills won't pay themselves, especially when it's time to pay Bob's trainer. The only joy in this job was counting down the seconds until lunchtime. Pam wondered why they had to work in such a boring and awful place. Anne replied that this was the world of capitalism, and if she didn't like it, she could go live in the mountains with Bob. Then Anne asked what Pam wanted to tell Bob about her conversation. Pam said that she had run into a guy yesterday. At lunch, Pam told Anne all the details about last night. Anne asked if she had understood correctly. Pam had left a stranger who works nights, smells of cigarettes, and is covered in tattoos with a spare set of keys to her apartment. Her dog and money? Pam said that was correct. Anne grabbed Pam and said he was a con man. Then she told her to turn on the dog camera. When they turned on the camera, the girls were very surprised. Bob was lying on the couch, and the guy was looking for his tequila. Realizing that Tyler had knocked out her dog and was now sitting there drinking, Pam hurried home. Anne stayed behind to cover for her. On the way home, Pam thought about how she lets terrible men into her life, and her dog has to suffer the consequences. She decided she would never let this happen again. When Pam arrived, she threw open the door and stormed in, yelling at Tyler, calling him a jerk who should get away from her dog. When she saw him counting money, she thought he had stolen her money too. Tyler was surprised by her reaction. He said that it was dangerous to count the takings at night, so he did it at home. Pam felt awkward, but what about her dead dog on the sofa? Tyler said they were hiking in the mountains and now he's knocked out. So, that's how it was. But Pam had already made up her mind. But what about the guy yelling tequila? Pam said she wouldn't let anyone hurt her dog. She told him to back off. The guy said she must have had fun spying on him. He wasn't looking for alcohol. He was looking for his dog. He was trying to help her settle into her new home, but at some point he lost her. That's why he was shouting tequila. Then he picked up a small dog and introduced her to Pam. Her name is Tequila. Pam felt ashamed that she had spoken ill of him. Tyler said he was definitely not an alcoholic looking for alcohol. Pam asked how he could give such a cute dog that name. Tyler said she was like a shot of tequila. Pam didn't understand what he was talking about. He told her to sit down and watch what was about to happen. Tyler said not to trust her deceptive calmness. After all, just add a slice of lemon and salt and she'll burn you. Pam was confused by what was happening. Tyler said that Tequila doesn't like women being close to him. Pam said that after talking to her friend, she checked the camera, and then the worst possibilities started running through her head. Pam apologized for mistaking him for a con artist and offered him tea to make him feel welcome. The guy asked if he could go smoke on the balcony. Pam said yes and went to make tea. She thought he was kind despite looking serious and distant. Bob also really liked him. He and Tequila looked cute together. Pam felt embarrassed as she thought about how they would make a good family. She went out onto the balcony and asked if she should add milk. Then Tyler said that he was a stranger to her dog, and that if he were her, he would have checked the camera too. He said she was right not to trust him completely, and that she had nothing to apologize for. Pam thanked him, but she didn't want to judge him. She said he had all the red flags, so she thought he was a con artist. Tyler said that's what it meant. Pam said that he worked nights, had tattoos, smoked, and didn't look like a friendly neighbor. Tyler said she shouldn't label people. After all, she herself is an office worker who wears uncomfortable clothes and judges people. Then he said she was the kind of girl who buys trendy sweet drinks to post photos on social media and then just throws them away. And it was all true. Then Pam came to the conclusion that they had different lifestyles. While drinking tea, Pam asked why he was helping her. At first, she thought it was because of money. Tyler replied that he agreed because he knew how much she loved her dog. Pam said that they had only met yesterday, so how could he be so sure? Then Tyler said that he had heard her arguing with her boyfriend and what choice she had made that evening. He said he heard him yelling at Bob and being rude to him when he came home from work. Tyler was so angry that evening. That evening, they also argued about Bob. Pam's boyfriend suggested returning him to the shelter. Tyler was about to go and sort everything out. But at that moment, Pam said that they had already taken responsibility for him when they took him from the shelter, and therefore, they couldn't abandon him. Tyler was already standing at their door, ready to end this nightmare for Bob. Pam's boyfriend yelled that they should exchange Bob for another normal dog. However, Pam said that if he had a temperamental child, he wouldn't just give him away. He would try to teach him. It's all the same thing. At that moment, Tyler stopped. Behind the door, he heard a choice, either him or this creature. That day, her words made Tyler realize that he had greatly underestimated her. Although they are different, they have something in common. They both believe in the same thing. Tyler said that people can deceive, hurt, or abandon you. Dogs can't do that. That's why he trusts Pam. Pam thought about how she had underestimated him. Then Tyler said he needed to get some sleep before work. Then he cleared the dishes. Pam said she would do it herself, but Tyler replied that it was no trouble. Then Pam said she would pay him tomorrow. Then Tyler said he was joking about $20 an hour. That's enough for a week, so she doesn't owe him anything for this week. He loaded the dishes into the dishwasher and left, saying he would leave at about the same time tomorrow. Tyler said he left his number on the refrigerator and asked her to text him tomorrow as soon as Pam got back from work. Pam thought about how he didn't look like a noble gentleman, but he acted like one. Then he said that Tequila was saying goodbye to her. When he left, Pam blushed with embarrassment. Bob barked, and Pam said that it wasn't her, but Bob who liked Tyler. Bob barked approvingly. Pam was glad that her beloved dog had had a good time while she was away. Pam told Bob that they had a problem. Pam had fallen in love. As a child, Pam had a happy, loving family. On one of her mother's birthdays, she gave her a drawing of their family. Then her father gave her mother a gift, even though she had asked him not to. Watching their relationship, Pam realized that she wanted to build the same kind of relationship. When Pam grew up, she became someone who believed in pure and true love. She prepared a gift for her beloved. It was their first Christmas together. Pam took out the gift for Bob, and then for her boyfriend. The guy was happy with the gift, but they had agreed not to give each other anything. Pam said it was okay because she knew how busy he was. She suggested the three of them go out to dinner somewhere. However, her boyfriend reacted negatively and said it would be better to order delivery, such as sushi. But actually, Pam doesn't like fish. But he apparently forgot about that. That day, she kept quiet because she thought they loved each other. But everything changed that day when he gave her a choice. At that moment, Bob woke her up with a kick to the face. Waking up, she realizes that she fell asleep right after Tyler left. She wanted to forget about her ex-boyfriend, who was a jerk, as soon as possible. She told Bob that they didn't need that jerk. Then she hugged Bob and told him that he was her one and only love. Pam said that Tyler was right. People can hurt, cheat, or abandon you. Dogs can't do that. Then Pam said that's why they would be the happiest family. Suddenly, she received a notification on her phone. It was her ex, who missed her very much and wanted to get back together. Pam was shocked. Pam was angry. She didn't want him back in their lives. So she blocked him. Then Pam told Bob that they should enjoy life without men, just the two of them. They deserved a burger to celebrate. Pam told herself that she would never fall in love again. After all, she was a strong and independent woman, and she would enjoy her life without relationships. However, when she saw Tyler's number on the refrigerator, Pam blushed deeply. She screamed in embarrassment. Bob was very surprised. Then Pam started saying how cute he was, and that it would be nice if he liked her too. At that moment, Bob looked at her with a disapproving look. Then Pam pulled herself together and reminded herself that she had promised to change and be a strong, independent woman. Pam then thought long and hard about what to write to him. In the end, she wrote to him, thinking that he was already at work. Suddenly, she heard a familiar, sexy voice from below. Looking closely, Pam saw Tyler on a scooter. Pam thought that with his appearance, he should be riding a big motorcycle, not a scooter. How strange he was. This was how Tyler got to work. Pam thought that now he would read her message. If Tyler noticed her from above, he would think that Pam was watching him read her message. Seeing Tyler turn around, Pam sat down abruptly on the floor. Pam was very embarrassed. She hoped he hadn't seen her. Pam's heart was ready to leave her body. Suddenly, she received a message from Tyler. He also sent a photo of Bob and her head. Seeing her head, Pam was very embarrassed. Then Pam thought, maybe he was thinking about her too. Pam then told Bob that she remembered what she had told him about independence. But what if they had room for one more person? The next day, Anne pinned Pam against the wall and asked her what had happened yesterday. Anne also said that she had applied a lot of foundation because she had been up all night worrying. Anne asked if she had killed the con man and if she needed help hiding his body. However, Pam said that there had been a misunderstanding. He was a very nice guy named Tyler. Anne then said she hoped Pam hadn't fallen in love with him. Pam happily said that he wasn't a con man. He got along well with Bob, and he had a cute little dog. Anne then said that she was acting like a lovesick puppy. Pam then said that she wasn't in love, but Anne has known her for years. They have been working together for 3 years. Plus, they are best friends. Anne told her straight up that she was in love with him. She apologized for being so harsh with her. She just doesn't want Pam to suffer again because of some jerk like her ex-boyfriend. After all, her friend deserves only the best. Pam was happy to hear such words from her friend. She rushed into her friend's arms, telling her how much she loved her. However, Anne said that she wasn't her type. Pam said that Anne was right. She didn't know this guy. You can't repeat mistakes. But what if hypothetically she fell in love with him? This made Anne angry, and she said that Pam was really in love. Then Anne told her to follow her example. After all, Anne never worried or cried over men. She advised her to go on a date before her feelings had time to develop. However, Pam said that a one-time date was not her thing. Then Pam said she would understand when she saw him. Then Anne understood what was going on. She carefully asked Pam how hot he was. However, Pam embarrassedly ignored the question. Anne said to show her. But Pam couldn't find him on social media. After thinking for a moment, Anne came up with a brilliant plan. They would go with Pam to his bar that night. However, Pam apologized and said she couldn't leave Bob alone yet. Then Anne told her to have fun with her handsome neighbor. Pam would have liked to go out and have some fun herself. But Bob needed her. She was curious about the bar where Tyler worked. When she entered the house, she saw Tyler. Pam didn't expect to see him there. She thought he had already left. He looked even cuter when he was asleep. Pam quietly closed the door and took off her shoes. Then she left her bag on the sofa and called Bob over. She wanted him to wake Tyler up. However, Bob ignored her words and lay down on top of Tyler. Pam whispered that he was a traitor, saying that she couldn't wake him up herself. Then Pam sat down next to Tyler, looking at his beautiful face. He does everything he can to help her with Bob. No one has ever cared about Bob as much as she does. Although Tyler is handsome, there is something more important than beauty in him. Pam didn't know what to do. She was really starting to like him. She desperately wanted to kiss him right now. At that moment, Tequila woke up and, seeing Pam next to Tyler, went berserk. Tyler woke up to Tequila's barking. While Pam tried to explain why she was so close, Tyler got up and asked what time it was. Then he said it was time for him to get ready for work. Pam said she tried to wake him up, but he wouldn't get up. Tyler replied that it wasn't her fault, it was his own fault. Then he said goodbye and left, leaving Pam red as a tomato all alone. Pam felt awkward and sought support from Bob. However, Bob was cold and ignored her. Pam said she forgot to ask which bar he worked at, but she did see him. Upon entering his apartment, Tyler put the tequila on the floor and sat down on the floor. He was embarrassed that Pam was so close. The next day, Tyler came to see Bob. However, when he entered, he did not see him. Then he heard the sound of keys. It was Pam returning home from her walk. Upon entering, she said she was late for work and urgently needed Anne to cover for her. Otherwise, she would be burned at the stake. Pam said that Bob was playing around, so she couldn't catch him, and she ended up running after him for over an hour. Tyler then pointed out that her heels weren't very useful on this walk. Pam replied that because of work, she wouldn't have had time to change. However, Tyler didn't believe that she wouldn't have had time to change her shoes. While the owners were arguing, their dogs greeted each other happily. When Bob reached for the tequila, Pam lost her balance and fell right on Tyler. At that moment, their faces were very close. Confused, Tyler asked if Pam was late for work. Pam then ran off to work, saying it was time to go, leaving Tyler in shock. When he came to his senses, he said it was good that tequila didn't see it. And why did they always bump into each other like they have magnets instead of faces? Then Tyler started to educate Bob. He knew all the basic commands. However, he had no intention of listening to Pam. When he asked him to give him a high five, Bob was confused. He didn't know what that meant. Then his girlfriend Tequila came to his aid. Tyler praised Bob, surprised by his knowledge of commands. Then Tyler gave him a treat as a reward. He decided there was only one way to find out why he wasn't listening to Pam. Pam came home from work in the evening. Tyler was waiting for her at the door with her sneakers, and he suggested they go for a walk. During their walk, Pam asked him if he didn't need to go to sleep so he could go to work. Tyler replied that he had the day off and couldn't sleep until he found out what was going on with Bob. Then he let him off the leash. Bob quickly ran off and started playing. Pam was shocked by his energy. She then said that Tyler was lucky to have such a calm dog. However, Tyler asked her not to underestimate her Ferrari Tequila. When he let her off the leash, Tequila ran forward just like Bob. Tyler said they were like children, loving to play. Pam was touched by them, saying that they looked very cute together. Then Tyler told Pam to call Bob as she usually did. At that moment, Pam shouted across the playground for her boy Bobby to come to his mommy. Tyler couldn't help but laugh when he heard this. Turning to Tyler, Pam said that Bob wasn't listening again. However, Tyler said that she didn't even call him by name, which is why he wasn't listening. Then he said she needed to be tougher with him. Pam said she didn't want to yell at him, but Tyler said that wasn't the point. She needed to be brief and clear. That was the only way he would understand her words. Then Pam tried calling Bob. Tyler praised her, but said she needed to be more firm so that Bob would understand that he had to focus on her words. Tyler was so close that Pam could smell him. He smelled of tobacco and vanilla. She felt strange, but calm and good inside. Then Pam called Bob over to her. To her surprise, Bob heard her and came over. Pam happily told Tyler that it had worked. She asked Tyler how he knew it would work. Tyler replied that he wasn't an expert, but he had read and watched videos about it. Tequila really disliked Pam's actions, and in order to teach her a lesson, she decided to mess with Pam. Tyler said that now they needed to reward Bob. However, at that moment, Tequila peed on Pam's leg. Tyler immediately started scolding Tequila, but she pretended to be innocent. Then Tyler picked up his princess and said that she probably had a stomachache, which is why she did that. However, Pam said that she did it on purpose. Pam said that although he knows a lot about dog training, he doesn't apply that knowledge to Tequila. Then Tyler suggested that she go home, as it was time for him to sleep. However, Pam said she would stay because she wanted to walk some more and practice with Bob. Tyler was surprised by this decision. Then he said goodbye and went home. On the way, he heard Pam talking to Bob in a gentle and loving way. In that respect, they were similar. At that moment, Tequila pulled his t-shirt down, revealing the tattoo. Then Tyler told her not to worry. It would always be just the two of them. A couple of days later, Pam returned home with Anne. Looking back, Anne asked where the handsome guy Pam always talks about was. Pam replied that he leaves an hour before she arrives, so they hardly ever see each other. Then Anne said she had a gift for her, and since they were alone, she would give it to her right now. By the way, it wasn't Pam's birthday. Anne just thought it wouldn't hurt. When Pam opened the gift, she saw a vibrator. According to Anne, a vibrator is better than a boyfriend. This gift made Pam very embarrassed, so she suggested they go to a cafe. Seeing Pam's embarrassed face, Anne offered to take the vibrator for herself. However, Pam said that it was rude to take gifts. Then Anne said that she would wait for feedback tomorrow. At that moment, Tyler came to the salon to give Tequila a haircut. The administrator greeted them and came closer to ask how the princess was doing. Then she asked what bow they would choose today. But Tyler said that it was too difficult to choose because everything suited her. Tyler took out his money to pay for everything right away, but the woman said he could pay after the procedure. While the woman was talking about the new bows, Tyler saw a photo of a girl. Suddenly, Tyler's face darkened, and then he grabbed his tattoo. Then the woman called out to Tyler and asked what he was staring at. Turning around, she understood what was going on. Then she smiled and said that she was fine now. She knows they don't talk, but they should meet up sometime. At that moment, Tyler was trying to find his wallet. Not finding it, he realized he had lost it. At this time, Pam and Anne were sitting in a cafe with Bob, eating strawberry pancakes and drinking mimosa cocktails. Their excitement knew no bounds. However, those around them did not like their noise. Then the two friends started taking pictures of each other. At that moment, someone called Pam's phone. Anne picked up the phone without hesitation and said that Pam's hot pancakes were in front of her. Then Pam immediately took the phone. Pam apologized, explaining that she was with a friend. At that moment, a waiter approached their table and said that they were being too noisy. However, Anne explained that her friend was sick with love. Tyler said he had lost his wallet and asked if he could look for it at her house. After receiving permission, Tyler went inside. Anne was eager to turn on the camera to see him. However, Pam stopped her, telling her to drink her mimosa quietly. Tyler overheard their conversation and asked if she liked the mimosa. Pam replied that she did, since it was Friday, so she might as well have a drink. Tyler laughed and said that sounded fun. Pam was embarrassed, thinking how cute his laugh was. Then she asked what his plans were. He replied that he had plans to work today. Crouching down to look under the sofa, he found his wallet. Then he happily told Pam about it. She was very happy for him. Then Pam said that Bob had heard Tyler's name and was very excited. Then Tyler said hello to Bob. Bob recognized his voice and began sniffing the phone. Then Tyler said he found Bob's new toy, which looked like a pink bone. However, it was a toy for Pam. Realizing this, Tyler became embarrassed. Pam lied about a call on the other line and hung up to avoid the awkward situation. Pam's dignity left her body. However, Anne said that now he knows what she likes. Pam said that Anne would come to an end, so Anne ordered stronger drinks. On his way up to his room, Tyler spoke on the phone with the salon administrator. The woman noticed that something good had happened to him. He seemed happier than before. After thinking for a moment, Tyler said he had found his wallet. However, that was definitely not the reason Tyler was happy. The next morning, Pam decided to take the day off for herself. However, she was a little sad because she wouldn't get to see Tyler. He only comes on weekdays. Bob was ready to go for a walk, but Pam needed a cup of coffee. Pam said that Bob was lucky because he saw Tyler almost every day. She really wanted to see him. After getting ready, Pam asked Bob where they should go, to the beach or the park. At that moment, a voice outside the door said that of course they should go to the park. It was Tyler, heading to the park with Tequila. He asked if they wanted to go with them. Of course, Pam wanted to. After this encounter, Pam fell in love with weekends. Pam, embarrassed, said she was wearing sneakers. Tyler looked at her in surprise and praised her. Pam watched Tyler with Bob. She didn't expect to see him, even though she wanted to. She was glad that Tyler had come into their lives. Now her new joy was watching them play together. Then Pam suggested that Tequila become friends too. However, Tequila turned away from her. Pam asked if Tequila hated her. Tequila growled discontentedly. Then she went into the bushes. Pam followed her. It turned out that Tequila had her own throne made by Tyler. At that moment, Tyler and Bob approached them. He asked if Pam was already bored without them. Pam then said that his dog needed a throne. At that moment, Tyler started calling for Tequila. Pam asked Tyler if he saw a problem, but Tyler said no, because Tequila is royalty. She is his little princess, and no one is more important to him than her. Then he asked if Pam felt the same way about Bob. Pam said that was true, but Bob is nice to everyone. Pam and Tequila, on the other hand, cannot seem to get along. Then Tyler suggested they go for a walk. Pam, a little embarrassed, held out her hand to him, recreating Nokia's logo. However, at that moment, Tyler asked what she was doing. He wanted to take the leash from her. Pam said she left the leash when Tequila ran away. Then she ran after him, burning with shame. Tyler didn't understand what was going on with her. During their walk, Pam said she had never seen Tyler out for a morning walk before. That's because he was usually sleeping off his night shift at that time. As it turned out, the bar where he works was closed for renovations, and now he had a few days off to catch up on his sleep. At that moment, Bob watched as Tequila had to walk quickly to keep up with him. Tyler loved his job very much. He enjoyed experimenting with drinks and watching how they made people happier. He was eager to see his new workplace after the renovation. Pam saw him smile for the first time. Then Tyler asked where Pam worked. She said she had a boring office job in the marketing department, so he offered to switch jobs with her. At that moment, a cyclist almost hit Pam. However, Tyler managed to save her. He was angry at the cyclist for behaving so irresponsibly. Then he apologized for interrupting her. At that moment, Pam's heart was beating very fast from Tyler's touch. Suddenly, a girl appeared in front of them and invited the lovely couple to participate in their lottery. The ticket costs only $3, but there are many prizes. The grand prize is a romantic trip to the Caribbean. Seeing the prizes, Tyler asked for one ticket. Then he was told to spin the wheel, and the color of the ball would determine the prize. Pam thought about what she would wear if she won the gold prize. Where would they sleep? Then Pam tried to calm herself down by saying that they were almost strangers. Then Tyler pulled out a blue ball, which meant he came in third place. The prize for third place was a premium bottle of wine. Watching the prize being awarded, Pam said goodbye to the Caribbean. However, Tyler was happy. This was why he had entered the lottery. He said that this wine was exported from France and was very difficult to obtain. Pam was surprised and asked if it was that good. Tyler replied that it was amazing, with fruity notes and a rich flavor. Tyler then asked if she was free that evening. He then invited her to his place for dinner, as he had a great steak. With this wine, they would be a match made in heaven. Tyler then turned to Bob and asked if he wanted a piece of steak. Bob barked happily. Then Pam said dessert was on her. Tyler smiled and suggested they go back home. Pam didn't know if it was a date, but she hoped her life was finally getting back to normal. As they climbed the stairs, Bob started whining, and Pam asked him what was wrong. Suddenly, Pam heard a familiar voice. It was her ex-boyfriend who had been waiting for her. When he saw Tyler, he asked who the guy next to her was. He was very upset to see another guy next to his little girl. Pam was confused, and he kept asking who the guy next to her was. Then Tyler replied that he was Bob's coach. Did he have a problem with that? Pam came to her senses and asked what he was doing there. He said he came to pick up towels and other small items. Then he called out to Tyler and thanked him for looking after his girl. Pam asked what he was talking about, since they had broken up a long time ago. Once they were alone, he asked if she wasn't happy to see him. Pam asked him to take his things and leave. Then he put his hand on Pam's shoulder and said he wanted to see her. He realized he was wrong. He suggested starting over, but Pam removed his hand and said she wasn't stupid enough to start a relationship with him again. She said she wasn't his baby or girl. He had once forced her to make a choice, and she had made it. So let him go to hell. Then he said he didn't want to throw 3 years away. He also said he was sorry, and he told Pam not to be so dramatic. These words made Pam even angrier. Then Pam said she couldn't believe she had been with someone like him. She said she was grateful to him for taking Bob in that day. Now she knew what true love was. She was incredibly happy just living together. They didn't need anyone else, especially not him. Then her ex-boyfriend smiled and said she was right. Since they took him from the shelter together, now it was his turn to look after him. He started dragging the dog away, saying he would take him regardless of whether Pam wanted him to or not. Pam grabbed his arm, shouting that she had signed the papers and now he didn't belong to him. Bob also resisted. he didn't want to go with him. The guy shouted that this creature had ruined their relationship. Pam begged him to let him go. At that moment, Tyler called the police, saying he wanted to report a guy who was going to kidnap his neighbor's dog. He deliberately said aloud that dog theft is punishable by law and imprisonment. Hearing this, he let Bob go. Then he said he wouldn't waste another second on Pam. He said that one day she would crawl back to him, and he would send her away. Pam told him to get lost and never come back. And if he ever laid a finger on Bob again, she would call the police herself. Her ex just smiled and said that this was her last chance, that there was already a line of other women waiting for him. Pam was in shock, thinking this was crazy. Meanwhile, Tyler was checking on Bob. She told Bob that everything was fine, it was all over. It was clear that Bob was very scared. Pam asked if he had really called the police. It turned out that he had just pretended. Then Tyler hugged the dog and began to stroke its head. Then Pam ran to Bob and began to cry, asking for forgiveness. She felt sorry that Bob had to go through all this because of her. At that moment, Tyler remembered his past. He asked her not to cry. Tyler didn't want to see Pam crying, anyone but her. Then he suggested postponing dinner, as it would do her good to rest after today. Pam then said that they had had a wonderful morning, and she wasn't going to cancel dinner and sit around crying. She said she wouldn't let any man ruin her and Bob's day. Pam then said she would wait for the good wine and Bob would wait for his steak, because today they would celebrate. Tyler was surprised by her change of mood. He asked how she did it, because she had been upset a second ago. Pam said she was still upset. She just asked herself for advice for a friend and applied it to herself. That's why she cheered up. Then Tyler smiled and said he actually liked it. Then Tyler went to the exit, saying he would wait for them at his place at 7. He would make sure they had the most wonderful evening. Pam wondered if he considered it a date, although she didn't care because she was going to enjoy the evening. Tyler was busy preparing dinner. At that moment, they arrived. Opening the door, he saw Pam and Bob with dessert. Tyler asked where she was going after dinner. Pam said she only had plans with him. Then they entered the apartment. Tyler said she could put her things wherever she wanted. Pam was surprised by the music playing, and Tyler said he liked to listen to old songs while cooking. It turned out that Tyler had even baked cookies. Then Pam understood why he smelled like vanilla. He likes to cook, bake, and listen to jazz. Really shouldn't have judged a book by its cover. Pam approached Tequila, greeted her, and thanked her for the invitation. Tyler told her to make herself at home. Pam then offered to help, for example, by washing the dishes. But Tyler said he would take care of it himself later. Pam said that he had made dinner, and she wanted to help with at least the dishes. Tyler was grateful. Then he offered her his apron to wear. Since Pam refused to wear the apron, Tyler put it on her himself. He said, "She's so stubborn." Pam thanked him shyly, and Tyler said the dinner was ready. All that was left was to cut the steak. Pam said she couldn't wait. Then they both got to work. Tyler cut the meat and looked at Pam. Suddenly, Pam turned around and said she knew the song. At that moment, Pam caught Tyler looking at her. At that moment, he accidentally cut his finger. Pam was startled and asked if he was okay. Meanwhile, their pets were lying down, waiting for dinner. Pam said she had bandages in her bag. Tyler reassured her that it was just a scratch. Then Pam took his hand and asked which one of them was being stubborn now. Pam said that he had put an apron on her, and now it was her turn to take care of him. Pam carefully applied the Band-Aid to his finger. Meanwhile, Tyler admired her. After finishing with the bandage, Pam said that maybe it was just her imagination, but since she had arrived, Tyler hadn't taken his eyes off her. Then Tyler became embarrassed and said he had been caught. Pam thought she was going crazy, but she could feel his gaze. She wondered if it meant anything. She wanted to find out. Tyler said he didn't know if he should mention it, but she seems to have something on her teeth, like lipstick. Pam clearly wanted to hear something else. Embarrassed, she said he could have at least hinted at it. He said the bathroom was in the hallway. Pam thanked him and said she would be right back. Then Tyler looked at the Band-Aid. Pam hoped it was just an excuse, but unfortunately, there really was lipstick on his teeth. At dinner, Pam said that the wine was really excellent, just as he had said. She also praised Tyler for the excellent steak. Pam said that he had surprised her today. She had no idea he had so many interests. Then Pam suggested they play a drinking game to get to know each other better. Tyler said it was a game for students, but Pam said it would be fun. Tyler then said they wouldn't waste his precious wine on a game, and instead, he would make cocktails. He then asked her to let him guess hers. Pam asked what that meant. Tyler said he tries to take a person's personality into account when making a drink. At least that's how he sees it. Pam gave her permission, feeling embarrassed. While Tyler was making cocktails, Pam explained the rules of the drinking game. First, Tyler would make a guess about her that he thought was true. If he guessed correctly, Pam would drink, and if he guessed incorrectly, he would drink. Then he presented Pam with a frozen mango daiquiri cocktail with a hint of lemon. Pam said it looked amazing. Then she suggested he go first. Tyler said the cocktail suited her style very well. Sipping her cocktail, Pam agreed with him and said that since he guessed right, she would drink it. Then she asked how he guessed. Tyler said that she was always like a fresh summer breeze. He then passed the turn to her. Pam said that he probably often invites girls over and cooks for them. Tyler said that he actually doesn't invite many people over. He said that it might upset Tequila, and he thinks that's wrong. Then he lit a cigarette and said to drink up. Pam realized that he wasn't dating anyone. Then she took off her shoes and said that he didn't want to upset Tequila, but at the same time he was smoking near her. Doesn't Tyler think that's bad for her health? It could be irritating for her. Hearing these words, Tyler immediately put out his cigarette. Then he said it was his turn. He guessed that she was 30 years old. Pam was offended and angry at the same time. She asked if she looked that old. Then he asked how old she was. Pam replied that she was 29. Tyler said that it was the same thing. However, Pam disagreed. Then she asked how old he was. Tyler replied that he was 26. Pam was shocked. She clearly did not expect such an answer. Pam said everything was fine, but she wondered if it was a problem. Pam was burning up. She couldn't understand if it was because of the cocktail or because of Tyler. Then Pam said it was her turn. She thinks his tattoos have special meaning. Tyler said that was true. All his tattoos had a story behind them. The tattoo on his neck was in honor of his dog that he had before Tequila. He had been his companion for a long time and was his best friend. Pam said it was a beautiful tribute. She had always wanted to get a tattoo, but didn't know where. Then Tyler touched her ankle and said that would be a good place. Then Tyler ran his hands over her leg. A spark flew between them. Tyler's gaze was fixed on her lips. Then Tyler said he had made the cocktails too strong. Pam said he was getting drunk too quickly, even though he worked in a bar. Tyler said that just because he made them didn't mean he drank them. In fact, he didn't drink much at all. Then Pam asked if he wanted to end the game. Tyler said it was his turn and he would continue. Then he asked if she would be jealous if he said that this was how he got girls. Then Pam took a sip and told herself not to think too much. It was time for her to make a move on Tyler. Then Pam figured that if she kissed him right now, he wouldn't push her away. She asked if she was right. Then Tyler took the cocktail from Pam's hands and drank it all. Pam was very excited. She wanted more than just to kiss Tyler. She wanted more with him. But at that moment, Tequila's growl was heard. She attacked Pam, interrupting their kiss. Tyler grabbed Tequila and tried to calm her down, telling her that everything was fine. Pam suggested locking Tequila up so she wouldn't get nervous. Tyler asked if she was serious. Pam said they could leave her alone for a while so she wouldn't get stressed out. But Tyler said he had a different opinion of her. But he was wrong, and she was just like the rest of them. Pam said that Tequila tried to bite her. Tyler said she got scared. He said he wasn't sure what she had in mind for dinner, but now he's had enough, he doesn't want to get involved in this mess. Pam said she wouldn't let any man ruin her day. Then she grabbed her shoes and called Bob. But Bob didn't want to leave. Tyler told him to go. Before leaving, Pam said he should train his princess too. And using Tequila as an excuse to brush her off is pretty pathetic. Tyler said he would continue training Bob. Pam was sorry that their dinner had turned out this way. But out loud, she said she didn't want to see his face. Then she slammed the door and left. When Pam got to her apartment, she took off her clothes and lay down on the bed. Pam was humiliated by his words. She thought he liked her. A few days later, Pam was getting ready for work. Almost 2 weeks had passed since their dinner together. The weather outside was cloudy. As usual, there was a lot of work to do at work. Pam looked sad. Anne noticed this right away and asked what was wrong. She said that after her argument with the handsome guy, she looked very sad. But Pam said that everything was fine. Anne tried to calm her friend down by saying that it wasn't her fault. After all, how can you have a good time if a dog is barking at you every minute? Pam said she understood Tyler because she couldn't leave Bob alone in the room either. They could find a solution, but none of that mattered now. Anne was very worried about her friend. Pam said she needed to be like Anne, go on dates and get out of there. Suddenly, a guy appears in front of Pam and asks her out on a date. Anne said, "Just not Josh, he's such a misogynist." But Josh himself didn't agree with that. He asked her to give him one chance. Pam agreed and asked if pets were allowed in the restaurant. Josh said with a smirk that normal restaurants don't allow dogs. Pam then said that he wasn't meant to spend even one evening with her. Josh then approached Anne. She suggested scheduling their date for February 30th. At that moment, Pam thought that, like Tyler, she also put her dog above everyone else. They understand each other, but Pam didn't want to see him. Pam thinks that she and Bob will be better off together. She will feel more comfortable if Tyler remains just Bob's coach. It was raining heavily that evening. Pam was talking to her worried mother. She told Pam not to become a boring woman. Suddenly, she asked how things were going with the handsome guy who trains Bob, but Pam didn't want to talk about him. Hearing that someone had hurt his daughter, her father immediately got angry and said he would beat the guy up. Suddenly, her parents started flirting, which made Pam and Bob uncomfortable. Pam said that their sweetness didn't help her at all. Then they told her not to stay home all weekend. Then her mother said that it wouldn't hurt for Pam to visit them sometimes, because her father felt abandoned due to his great love for his princess. Pam said goodbye and said she might come after the rain stopped. Pam realized how lucky she was to have such loving parents. But perhaps not everyone is blessed with such love. Then Pam told Bob to put on his raincoat because they were going for a walk. Although a little later she realized that this was not her best idea. Turning her head, Pam saw something that terrified her. She saw a missing person poster for Tequila. That same evening, after Pam left, slamming the door loudly, Tyler reassured Tequila that he was fine because she was his top priority. He did what he had to do. Besides, he wasn't going to lose sleep over it. The next day, Tyler went to the vet and pet salon. The administrator was shocked to see Tyler. Tyler said he was fine, he just hadn't slept well the night before. He came here to pay last month's bill. The administrator said he could pay next time. Tyler stared at the girl in the photo. Then the administrator suggested examining Tequila since they were already there. Tyler agreed. It turned out that the administrator was also a doctor. They had known Tyler for a long time. He asked how she was doing, but Luca said he could call her himself. She would be happy to hear from him. Tyler said it was inappropriate, as it had been a long time since they last met. Besides, she was getting married. Then Luca covered Tequila's ears, saying that the princess shouldn't hear what she was about to say. She said that Tyler should start dating other girls. Then Tyler said awkwardly that he already had. Luca was very surprised. But Tyler said it wasn't a date, or was it? He was confused. Luca asked who the girl was and when it happened. Tyler replied that it was 2 weeks ago. When asked if he liked her, he said he didn't know. Then he said he couldn't stop looking at her, and it was driving him crazy. Although now it doesn't matter because she's mad at him. Luca said he was a very melancholic boy. Tyler also thinks he doesn't need a girlfriend. He's fine with Tequila. Luca said that Tyler is unsociable, so he has no real friends to talk to. She said that this is the first time she has seen him like this because of another girl. So let him try to fix it. It seems he cares about her. Tyler said he was fine the way he was, but Luca was sure otherwise. She said Tyler showed all the signs of being madly in love. The weather was starting to turn bad outside. After the inspection, Tyler and Tequila walked home. He couldn't get that day and Pam's words out of his head. She said she wouldn't let any man ruin her and Bob's day. That evening, Tyler said he didn't want to get involved in this mess. Tyler realized he had been an idiot. The weather took a turn for the worse. Dark storm clouds covered the sky. Then suddenly, it started to rain. Tequila started to whine. Tyler apologized and approached her. He said that his princess should not get wet. Suddenly, there was a bright flash of lightning, followed by a loud clap of thunder. When Tyler turned around, he saw Tequila running away. Tequila ran forward, ignoring Tyler's commands. Meanwhile, Pam saw the wanted poster. She didn't want to see Tyler, and she was sure he didn't want to see her either. But that wasn't the issue right now. Pam went to Tyler's door and knocked. Tyler opened the door immediately, looking very exhausted. He began to explain that they had gone for a walk the night before, but then a thunderstorm started, and Tequila got scared and ran away. It turned out that he had been looking for her all night and had called all the veterinary clinics. Then Pam said she was leaving Bob with him. She told him to stay home in case she came back herself. She was going to go look for her. She would take the flyers with her. She asked where it happened. Tyler said it happened in the park. Tyler asked what if she was already dead. Pam said they would find her no matter what, so he should wait for them. Tyler really hoped so. Pam hurried off to search. Bob began to whine, looking at Tyler. Tyler invited Bob inside. After sniffing around, Bob realized that Tequila was gone. Bob became sad and began to whine. Tyler began to remember his mother's words. She said he had nothing to be sad about. After all, it was just a dog. At that time, Tyler was hugging a girl who was comforting him, saying that there was nothing he could do to help. Tyler didn't want to lose his best friend again. He really hoped that Tequila would be found. At that moment, Pam thought that she didn't care if he hated her. Right now, it wasn't about them. Tequila was all alone now, scared to death. She searched desperately for her, shouting her name. She understood how Tyler felt, because she would feel the same way if something happened to her Bob. Then Pam stopped. They had been in this park 2 weeks ago. If Tequila was afraid of the storm, then she must have run to a place where she could hide. It must be a place she knows. Pam decided to check one place. Hoping that Tequila was there, Pam called out to her. Tequila was lying in her burrow, all bedraggled and scared to death. Pam breathed a sigh of relief and said that the princess had been waiting for her on her throne all this time. She reached out her arms to the crying Tequila and said that everything was fine now, because now they were going home. Meanwhile, Tyler and Bob sat hugging each other. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Tyler opened the door and saw a bedraggled and wet Tequila and Pam. Pam said that Tequila had been waiting in a safe place all this time, but she really needed a bath. Tyler couldn't believe his eyes. With trembling hands, he reached out to take Tequila. The princess was also happy to see him. Tyler cried when he was reunited with Tequila. He was happy that she was safe and sound. He was very grateful to Pam. Pam said he would have done the same for Bob. Then she said it was time for them to go home. He hugged Pam and asked her not to leave. He asked them to stay with them for the night. Pam was embarrassed by his suggestion. Tyler hugged her so tightly that it even hurt. He was shaking all over and begged her to stay. He didn't want to be alone. Pam had never seen him so scared before. Pam hugged him and told him not to worry, because they weren't going anywhere. After her shower, Pam changed into Tyler's clothes. Tyler made her some tea, saying he didn't want her to get sick. Pam was embarrassed. She had been telling herself for 2 weeks that she didn't want to see him. And now she was sitting in his house wearing his clothes. She didn't want him to do this out of a sense of obligation to Tequila. So she said they shouldn't stay there. She said they should rest after last night. At that moment, Tequila got up and went to Pam. Comfortably settled on her lap, Tequila fell asleep. Tyler and Pam were in shock. Pam begged Tyler to tell him she was hallucinating, otherwise she would cry. Tyler said she was already crying. Tyler suggested that this was her way of trying to thank her. Pam was touched by Tequila's actions. She thanked God that Tequila was okay and now sleeping peacefully. These words touched Tyler deeply. Then he decided to lie down at her feet. Pam was embarrassed. Tyler said he couldn't sleep without Tequila tonight. He asked permission to lie there. Of course, Pam agreed. Tyler thanked her. Pam said he should take off his glasses, but Tyler was already asleep. Seeing everyone lying in each other's arms, Bob decided not to be left out and lay down next to them. Pam took off Tyler's glasses and thought that life was a funny thing. Pam noticed a patch on Tyler's arm. They were nicotine patches. Tyler had really quit smoking for tequila. Pam was powerless in front of him. It was impossible not to fall in love with him. Then Pam fell asleep. The next day, Pam woke up to the sound of the coffee machine. Tyler said she woke up just in time. He had just made her coffee. She asked when he woke up. Tyler said he woke up recently and had already taken Bob for a walk. Then Tyler said that her snoring woke her up. Pam objected, saying she doesn't snore. Pam then covered herself with a blanket, saying that she wasn't wearing any makeup and hadn't brushed her teeth. She asked him to stay away from her because she was a monster. Tyler said that was silly. Pam said he was rude and that she just wanted to look nice. Tyler said she already looked nice, and she didn't need heels and makeup for that. She always looked great. Pam was very embarrassed. She really wanted to see his expression now, but the show had already started, so there was no turning back. Then Tyler said he had acted like an idiot that night. That night had been so hot for them because they both wanted it. He said he had just jumped on her, and she had even gone to look for tequila after that, and now he wanted to make it up to her. Pam said it was okay. Tyler said he would do whatever she wanted. Then Pam asked him to make her one of his cocktails, but without alcohol because they didn't want a repeat of last time. Then Tyler got up and walked over to Pam. He said he was going to work next Friday. He would talk to his boss so that he and Bob could come and enjoy Friday night, and he would pay for everything. Tyler said he didn't know if she liked the idea, but she should know that he wanted her to come. The next day, Tyler sat with Bob while Pam was at work. He recalled the previous evening when Pam arrived with tequila. The girl from Tyler's memories hoped that one day he would meet someone who would make him happy. These memories made him sad, but thoughts of Pam and Bob lying next to him cheered Tyler up. At that time, Pam and Anne were at a conference. Pam was happily writing something on a piece of paper. Then she passed Anne a note in which she suggested they hang out next Friday. Anne wrote a reply and passed it to Pam. In it, Anne wrote many yes. Then Pam wrote on a piece of paper that Tyler had invited them and Bob. Pam then asked if they were dating. Pam said they weren't dating, but she had spent the night at his apartment yesterday. Shocked by this information, Anne jumped up and shouted to the whole room. But the conference host was unhappy. At that moment, Anne said that expenses needed to be cut. After sitting Anne down, Pam told her to stop thinking dirty thoughts, since nothing was going on between them. Anne asked when they would have a second take. At that moment, Pam received a notification. It was a text message from Tyler. Tyler wrote asking if she wanted to go for a walk after work today. They met after work. Pam said she didn't expect to see him before Friday. Tyler apologized for the suddenness. Pam said he had nothing to apologize for. She was glad they had discussed everything and could now hang out together. Tyler said he was happy too. There were more dogs than usual this time. Pam asked how Tequila was doing. Tyler said she was fine, even more savage. Now Tequila isn't just a princess, she's the princess of the jungle. When Bob approached them, the other dogs were scared. Out of fear, they all ran away from him and gathered in one corner. Bob didn't understand what he had done wrong because he just wanted to play. Then Tequila took matters into her own paws. She told them not to dare to neglect or hurt Bob, and if Tequila saw Bob sad because of them, she would punish them. Then Tequila started playing with Bob. Bob responded in kind. Seeing Tequila and Bob playing happily, the others wanted to join them too. Tequila showed them that Bob was a very sweet and kind dog. The other dogs gravitated toward him. Bob was very grateful to Tequila for this. That's how they all became friends and played together until sunset. In the evening after the walk, Pam said that Bob and Tequila played very nicely together. Tyler said that now they were best friends. Pam thanked him for a wonderful evening. Tyler said that if she wanted to go for a walk together, she should let him know. Pam said of course, and said goodbye. Suddenly Tyler stopped Pam. He said he needed to tell her something. Pam asked what was wrong. Then Tyler shyly suggested picking her up on Friday. Pam said it wasn't necessary because she was going with her best friend. She was looking forward to Friday, and then she closed the door. Tyler said he was looking forward to Friday too. Friday had arrived, which meant it was time to choose a dress. Pam was upset because she didn't know what to wear. She said that Anne looked like a goddess, while she would look like a garbage bag. Then Anne suggested she wear that red dress. Pam had completely forgotten about it. Anne said she wasn't planning on looking for a husband this time. By the way, she had a gift for Bob. She called Bob over and took out the gift. Then Anne put something on Bob. She was touched by the sight of Bob. Then Pam came up to her and asked how she looked. Anne said she looked very charming, but the star of the evening would be Bob. The bar where Tyler worked was called Redwood. To the surprise of the bartenders, there were a lot of guests today. The man next to him said that the weekend would be busy. Tyler kept looking at his watch, waiting for his meeting with Pam. Noticing this, Tyler's uncle laughed and said that his gaze would not make time go any faster. Tyler was embarrassed and said he wasn't staring. But his uncle had already left, saying that a bottle of gin was calling him. At that moment, Pam, Bob, and Anne entered the bar. Tyler was captivated by Bob's appearance. He invited them to sit down and told Pam that she looked beautiful. Then he said that Bob looked handsome today and asked if he could take a photo with him. Pam was touched as she photographed them together. Then she introduced Anne to Tyler. Anne, seeing his handsome face, immediately asked if he had a single brother or sister. Anne's awkward behavior prompted Pam to tell her that she had a huge lipstick mark on her teeth. Hearing this, Anne rushed to the bathroom. Pam told him not to pay any attention to her. Tyler said that she was funny and honest and that he liked her. Pam said that Anne had transformed him in an amazing way, stroking Bob's head. Tyler asked who she was talking about. Pam said he was rude. Of course she was talking about Bob. Then Tyler said that red really suits her. This situation made them both blush. At that moment, Tyler handed her a cocktail. He thanked Pam for coming. Pam thanked him for the invitation. She said she was glad to be there. Then she slowly touched his fingers. At that moment, Tyler's uncle appeared, saying he was happy to see the famous Pam. He apologized for interrupting them. Tyler said that Gramps wasn't interrupting at all because there was nothing to interrupt. Pam was surprised. Then the man introduced himself. He was the owner of the bar and Tyler's uncle, named Bernard. Tyler said he was going to check on the tables and advised her not to listen to him. At that moment, Bernard greeted Bob. Pam thanked Mr. Bernard for allowing her to bring Bob. He then said to just call him Bernard. He was even glad that Tyler had invited his friend. He said he was always worried about him. Pam asked why he was worried about Tyler. According to Bernard, Tyler only knows how to work and spend time with tequila. Sociability is not his strongest trait. That's why he puts his energy into dogs. Bernard was very worried that Tyler would be left alone. Pam objected, saying that Tyler is the nicest person she has ever met. He helps her a lot with taking care of Bob. Of course, he can be a little rough and serious, but if you ignore those moments, it's clear that he just wants to be a good person. Pam said that Tyler makes her life brighter, and he should be proud of that. Bernard breathed a sigh of relief. Then he said that Pam and Bob could come here anytime. They would always be welcome. Pam then introduced Bernard to Anne, who had just come out of the bathroom after taking a million photos in there. Looking up, she saw Tyler's uncle, the owner of this bar and a real hunk. Anne didn't lose her composure. She immediately let her hair down and turned on all her charm. She began flirting with Bernard, saying that he could call her Annie, baby, or whatever he wanted. Then Tyler approached them, asking what was going on. Pam replied that it was better for him not to know. Then Tyler gave her the menu so she could choose whatever she wanted, and he would pay. Pam was delighted with the variety and asked what he would recommend. Tyler then came up behind her and pointed to the cocktails, saying they were the best and not too strong. Pam didn't understand why he was doing this, why he was standing so close to her. Tyler said that later he could make her stronger cocktails. He looked completely calm. Then Pam concluded that he was like that with everyone. Earlier, his uncle said that he had invited a friend. Perhaps Tyler sees her as just a friend, but Pam feels him breathing in her ear. It makes her heart beat faster. She can't be his friend if she feels this way around him. In the end, Pam chose the pina colada. Tyler said she made a good choice, then asked about Anne. Anne said she wanted the same thing and couldn't wait for the party to start. Bernard then asked Tyler to go to the back room and get some coconuts. Watching Tyler walk away, Pam realized she wanted to be more than just friends with him, but she was afraid that might not happen. In the back room, Tyler tried to calm down. He felt like he was giving himself away too much. Pam considered herself a fool. Once they almost kissed, and now it was possible that he only saw her as a friend. Last time he made himself very clear. She thought she had ruined everything and hadn't even noticed how hurt and lonely he was. And if Tyler needed a friend, Pam could be that friend. At that moment, Pam shouted that she wanted to get married. Pam said she didn't want to get married, and Anne said it wasn't about her. It was about herself. Her husband was standing right in front of her. Anne pointed at him and said he would be the father of her children, not a bunch of children. Then Pam asked if Anne wasn't one of those people who didn't believe in marriage and family. Anne said that this wonderful man had changed her damn plans. She felt it deep in her heart. Hearing this, Pam asked Anne not to pour anymore. Anne said that from now on, Anne Maria Santos no longer existed. Now she was. Mrs. Pam asked where her self-respect was. Anne then asked what Bernard's last name was. Pam said she didn't even know his last name. At that moment, Tyler said that their last name was Martin. Pam said she didn't know that. Anne called her a hypocrite. Then Anne shouted that she was now Mrs. Martin. Tyler agreed with her, and Pam asked her not to yell. Then Anne said that this was new to her. Did she catch pemitis from her? Pam said she wasn't sick. Pam suggested that it was love at first sight. But Anne said that was impossible, and that he was a stranger to her. At that moment, Bernard appeared and said he had forgotten to put the soda in the refrigerator. Before leaving, he asked Anne how her evening was going. If she needed anything, she should let him know. At that moment, Anne gave him the ring size and started to give him her phone number. Pam said they were having a great time and thanked him. Anne shouted that she wanted to bathe in his chest muscles until she grew old. Tyler asked if she was always like that. Pam said it was the first time. Then Anne called Tyler over and told him to listen to his aunt. Pam said she wasn't his aunt. Anne said Tyler had to promise her something. Tyler asked what? Anne said that when he married Pam, Tyler had to take her last name, not the other way around. Because there could only be one Mrs. Martin, and that would be her. And then she laughed. Pam blushed and said what the hell was she doing? Tyler blushed and pushed his glass away from Anne, saying that she had had enough. Anne begged her nephew not to do that. At that moment, the guy asked to let the young lady drink all night long. Two jerks called them cool babes and suggested they have some fun with them. Pam said they were having a girls' night, so they had to decline. But the guys weren't far behind, and one of them got too close to Pam. Tyler was very unhappy and angry about this. He told her not to pretend to be untouchable and to sit on his lap. At that moment, Tyler stopped his hand and said that she had already rejected him, so he should get lost and not even dare to touch her. The stranger asked if he was her boyfriend. Tyler said he was her friend. Pam was sad to hear this. She wanted to hear something a little different. The guy asked with a smirk if the bartender was angry that he was the first to hit on her. Tyler said he was warning him for the last time. Then the guy grabbed Tyler by the tie and pulled him toward him. He asked what he could do to him. Pam asked them to stop. At that moment, Tyler laughed and said he'd better look around instead of being such a jerk. Looking down, he saw angry Bob. Tyler said he had disturbed his mother. He said he was his coach. Finally, he gave him some advice. Run as fast as you can. Before leaving, the guy said it was just a dog and they weren't even scared. At that moment, Bernard's voice was heard asking if the kids were having fun. Seeing the pumped-up Bernard, they immediately ran away, forgetting their fearlessness. Anne hugged Bernard, calling him her hero. He was embarrassed, saying he didn't understand what he had done because he just wanted to roll up his sleeves. At that moment, Pam and Tyler were praising Bob. Pam thanked Tyler and asked if he was okay. Tyler replied that, unfortunately, he was used to it. It was the downside of working nights. At that moment, Anne called her nephew over and asked why he called Pam a friend. Feeling awkward, Pam asked Anne to just say thank you. Anne thanked him, saying she could have done it herself. And anyway, her teddy bear did more than Tyler did. Tyler said he called her that because they were more than neighbors, at least to him. Pam was finally convinced of who she was to him. Pam thanked them for the invitation, and Tyler thanked them for visiting. Anne didn't want to leave her husband. Tyler offered to call a taxi, but Pam said it was okay. Anne would stay at her place, and she lived nearby. Anne said goodbye to Tyler, calling him her handsome nephew. Tyler asked her to call him when they got home. Pam thought about how Tyler had been trying to be friends with her all this time, and she had fallen in love with him. He just needed a friend. He seemed so happy that someone had visited him at work. When Pam got home, she put Anne to bed and undressed her. Anne had been dreaming about Bernard. Pam couldn't understand why she was feeling worse. Could it be the cocktails? She really liked Tyler, and she thought that just being around him wasn't so bad. She would try to be his friend. The next morning, Pam woke up to Bob's kisses. At least that's what she thought. When she opened her eyes, she saw cute Tequila. Pam sat up abruptly and looked around. She was wearing someone else's clothes. Pam began to wonder where she was. Since Tequila was there, she must be in Tyler's room. At that moment, Tyler entered the room and wished her good morning. Then he said that it had been a crazy night. Pam realized that she couldn't be friends with him. Pam called him a pervert and asked what that meant. Tyler told her to look at herself. Pam said the last thing she remembered was putting Anne and Bob to bed. Tyler sat down next to her and said she gets drunk really fast. Pam said she knew she would regret it, but could he tell her what happened? Tyler said he came home after his shift and greeted Tequila. Suddenly, Pam's voice was heard shouting that she and Tequila were waiting for him. Tyler was shocked and asked what she was doing at his house. Pam called him silly and reminded him that he had given her the key himself. Tyler asked when she had time to get drunk, since she left the bar sober. Pam called him over and said she needed to tell him something. Pam said that they were now best friends. Their friendship would last forever. Tyler said he would give her some water and then send her home. He couldn't believe she had used the key for that. He said it was very low, but Pam wanted juice. Tyler said she needed to drink water, otherwise she would have a terrible hangover tomorrow. Tyler asked her not to be a pain, saying she needed water. During the struggle, the juice cap flew off and the juice spilled directly onto Pam. Tyler apologized, saying he spilled it accidentally. Looking at her dress, Pam started to cry. Then Tyler suggested she take a shower while he washed her dress. She then suggested he join her, but Tyler refused. Then she approached him and said that she felt dizzy, and if that was the case, she could slip and fall. She said that as her friend, he should care. And after a while, Pam was already taking a shower. Tyler sat next to her, not understanding why he deserved such punishment. Tyler said that after her shower, she would go straight home. Then Pam asked why they couldn't have a sleepover. But Tyler was against it with her being drunk. Tyler asked why she talked about friendship so often. Then Pam asked for clothes. Tyler said she was acting strange. Then he told her to sit on a chair and he would dry her hair. Then Pam came out wearing only a t-shirt and sat on the chair, saying that she felt very dizzy. Tyler saw what she was wearing under her t-shirt and asked where the pants he had given her were. But Pam said they were too big for her, so she came out in a long t-shirt. Giving up, Tyler told her to sit still and not do anything strange. Meanwhile, he would dry her hair. At that moment, Tequila ran up to her, and Pam told her that she was also being treated like a princess. She added that Tequila would always be the most charming queen. After finishing drying his hair, Tyler asked who Bob was staying with. Pam said that he was sleeping with Anne. Then Tyler said that she could spend the night at his place, and he would sleep on the couch. At that moment, Pam hugged him from behind. She told her horse named Tyler to take her to bed. Tyler was shocked and asked her to get off, saying she was crazy. In desperation, Tyler asked Tequila for help, but she just laughed at his situation. Pam said that the room was spinning before her eyes again. Tyler sighed, picked Pam up, and said that at this rate she would give him a heart attack. Pam said she really wanted to sleep. Tyler said that was natural. Pam said that now Tyler didn't smell like cigarettes, but only like vanilla. Tyler asked her not to talk nonsense. Pam said he smelled good. Tyler asked her to stop acting that way. Pam said she wasn't doing anything, but Tyler was already excited. Then Pam touched his neck and said he smelled like a cookie and she wanted to lick him. Pam said they were friends, but he didn't want to play with her. Tyler said her games were too complicated for her. Pam said his ears were red. Tyler said she was making him nervous. Then Pam whispered in his ear that he should let her help him relieve his stress. What Tyler heard gave him goosebumps and made his legs buckle. Overcome with helplessness, Tyler fell to his knees, calling Pam a cruel and cunning monster who was tempting him. Out of fear, Tyler ran and threw Pam onto the bed, saying it was time for her to go to sleep. Pam cried, saying that princesses should not be treated that way. Tyler said she was a blood demon, and he knew that no one could be trusted. At that moment, Tequila climbed onto the bed and looked at Tyler reproachfully. She hugged Pam and looked at him reproachfully. Tyler asked her why she was treating him that way. Then Tyler realized he was wrong and apologized to Pam. Only then did Tequila get off Pam's arms. Then Tyler sat down on the bed to pick up Tequila. But at that moment, Pam hugged Tyler's neck. Tyler said that Pam was being unfair. She has no idea how hard it is for him to control himself right now. Pam asked why he looked so sad. Tyler said he didn't know what she was talking about. Pam said that it made her wonder if he was lonely. Tyler said that he was fine. Pam asked if he would trust her if he ever felt lonely. Tyler said he already trusted her. Pam cried and said she couldn't be friends with him, even though she was trying very hard. Tyler asked why she was crying. Pam said she didn't want to lose him. Tyler said he wasn't going anywhere. She asked him to promise her. Tyler said she needed to get some sleep first. Within a minute, Pam was fast asleep. Tyler wished her good night and kissed her. But in the end, Tyler told her that she had taken a shower and gone straight to bed. Pam was surprised that she hadn't done anything stupid. She was sure she had said all sorts of things. She asked him to forget what she had said. Then Pam apologized for breaking into his apartment, calling herself pathetic. Tyler asked her not to talk about herself that way. Then he handed her a bag with her clothes. Tyler stammered that he had made toast for breakfast, but he didn't know how many eggs to fry for her. But Pam said it wasn't necessary, because he had already done so much for her. Pam ran to the bathroom, hurrying to catch up with Bob and Anne. She blamed herself for not wearing pants last night. Left alone, Tyler thought about what he had done last night. Suddenly, Pam interrupted his train of thought, saying it was time for her to go home. She said she had left $20 on the table and apologized again. Tyler said it was okay and asked her to wait for him, but Pam hurriedly left, leaving Tyler behind. Tyler sat down on the bed, blushing and saying that there was something wrong with him. He told himself to pull himself together, scolding himself for not being able to say what was on his mind. After all, who in their right mind would let her go? When Pam got home, she greeted Bob and asked him where Aunt Anne was. But Anne was nowhere to be found. She and Anne were supposed to spend the day together. Picking up the phone, Pam found 100 audio messages from Anne. In the first audio message, she was just screaming. In the second, Anne cheerfully wished her good morning and said that Bernard had invited her to breakfast after his shift. In the third, she told Pam not to text or call because she was busy. In the fourth audio clip, she said she hoped Bob hadn't destroyed anything. In the last audio, she told Pam not to even think that she didn't know where she went last night, calling her a loose girl. She said she would be waiting for a detailed report by Monday. Pam thought Anne had gone mad. She checked the time the audio recordings were made. After counting, Pam realized that Bob had been sitting alone for 6 hours without destroying anything. She praised Bob, calling him a good boy. Pam hugged Bob and told him she was very proud of her little boy. Bob's good behavior meant it was time to say goodbye to Tyler's services. Pam said he had done a great job. She was sure Tyler would be happy about that. At that moment, the phone rang. It was Anne. Pam yelled at Anne, asking how she could leave Bob alone. Anne invited her, Tyler, and Bob to lunch together, saying that pets were allowed there. But Anne didn't know if she should see him now, because they had had such a terrible morning. At that moment, Anne said that Bernard had already called him, and Tyler said he would come if Pam was there too. A little while later, Tyler and Tequila were waiting for Pam and Bob. Bob and Tequila were also happy to see them. Pam timidly greeted Tyler. Tyler, on the other hand, was confident and calm. Pam couldn't remember anything about the previous night, but for some reason, everything felt completely different, and she liked it. Upon entering the restaurant, they saw Anne and Bernard chatting. Pam coughed to get their attention. When he saw them, Tyler's uncle greeted them, calling them a couple. Then he started greeting the lovely Tequila. Pam whispered to Anne that things weren't as good for them as they were for her and Bernard. Anne said she didn't understand what she meant, because they were on a double date. But Pam said that she and Tyler were just friends. He had stayed by her side all night, taking care of her, just because she had drunk too much. Pam hopes that Tyler will want to be her friend after yesterday. Tyler told her not to worry about it. Tyler remembered Pam's words from yesterday, when she had literally confessed her feelings. And judging by her behavior, she really didn't remember anything. Then Pam said what was going on. Then Anne said that they were officially dating. Bernard confirmed it. Pam and Tyler were, to put it mildly, shocked. Anne realized that he was the man destined for her. Then they started calling each other cute names again. Their words made Pam and Tyler feel awkward again. Tyler said that Gramps should be ashamed to say such things in front of him. Then Pam called him over and said that she hadn't expected it. But they really did seem happy. Pam was grateful for their meeting. At least someone had found the love of their life. She looked at Anne and Bernard and thought they made a cute couple. Then Tyler said that they had just met, so Pam could relax. At that moment, Anne said he should teach her when it's best to ask someone out on a date, because she would give her advice. The sooner, the better. Bernard agreed, saying that was why Tyler was still single. Pam said that if they liked each other, that was a reason to fight for love. Nevertheless, it was time to order. Anne and Bernard held hands. Pam said that here you can choose dishes for two. Then Tyler did something and turned away abruptly. Pam was surprised and blushed. Tyler took her hand, thereby confessing his feelings. Tyler's hand trembled with excitement. Pam couldn't understand what he was doing. He was unlikely to confess his feelings to her like this. She took his hands, which made Tyler blush even more. Suddenly, Pam asked if Tyler was feeling sick. Hearing this, the others also became concerned. Tyler was upset that they had misunderstood him. He got up from the table and said that he was just feeling a little dizzy. Tequila immediately pressed herself against Pam to protect her in case anything happened. As Tyler left, he swore and got angry. Looking at him, Pam said that he was so pale because of her. Pam said that he couldn't even talk about it. She only understood when he took her hand. Anne asked her boyfriend if he had seen his nephew flirting with anyone. Bernard said he didn't even know how to do that. Anne said that this evening would be very fun. Bernard understood what Anne was hinting at. At that moment, Pam hoped that everything would be okay with Tyler. In the bathroom, Tyler scolded himself for not being able to properly confess his feelings to her. He considered himself pathetic. He realized he had to become better. He was tired of living with regrets. After a while, the food arrived. Everyone immediately started taking pictures of the food, calling it art. Tyler came back and told her to just start eating. Pam asked how he was feeling. He said he was fine. Then Anne said that Tyler was fine, and now they were worried about her. Bernard said to relax. Tyler was a slow learner. Tyler said discontentedly what they were hinting at. Then Tequila barked. Pam said Daddy was here. Tyler said she was with Pam all the time now. Pam asked what he meant. Tyler said she slept with her all night and didn't even want to go to him. Pam said that she and Tequila are now best friends forever. Tequila barked happily. Tyler smiled at their cute appearance and said they looked wonderful. Pam pretended that everything was fine and began to eat. But in reality, she was thinking about how she wanted Tyler to stop looking at her like that. His gaze made her blush. Meanwhile, Anne and Bernard were feeding each other. Tyler asked them to tone it down, and Pam said that they were in public and shouldn't behave that way. Then Anne and Bernard turned to Tyler and asked if he was jealous or if he was against love. Tyler said that no matter how much you like each other, you don't have to tell everyone about it. Then Anne said that it was normal, and that it was called romance, and that he should try it. Then she turned to Pam and asked if she was right. But Pam was distracted by the chicken. Tyler ate his steak with annoyance. Then he cut off a piece of steak and offered it to Pam. Pam agreed, feeling awkward. Tyler's attempt failed because Pam thought he was sick. Anne could barely contain her laughter. She couldn't believe Tyler had done that. Tyler thought he was very pathetic. Then they parted ways. Perhaps from the outside it seems like they are rushing things. But Pam had never seen Anne so happy before. She wished her nothing but happiness. On the way, Pam told Tyler that his uncle was very nice. Tyler said that it was the first time he had seen him like that, and he was still in shock about their relationship. Pam said that seeing them together had restored her faith in love. Remembering that he was feeling bad, she patted Tyler on the back in a friendly manner. Pam said that they were friends, so she was worried about him. But Tyler told her to stop saying that. He said that they were no longer friends, because something had changed between them. Then he approached Pam and asked who they were to each other. Pam asked if he also felt that something had changed between them. Tyler said that it had. Pam was delighted and said that she felt it too. Tyler was confused by her response. Pam then approached him and said it was time to have an honest conversation. Tyler was prepared to hear a confession of love, but instead Pam turned to Bob. Tyler asked what that meant. Pam patted Bob and said that he had been home alone for more than 6 hours today, and he hadn't broken anything. Realizing that Bob had been home for 6 hours, he was surprised. He was very happy and said that this was wonderful news. Tyler patted Bob and said that he was very proud of him. Pam was happy to see them together. Exhaling, she said that Tyler was right, and now everything will change. Now Bob doesn't need a coach. So from now on, Tyler is free and doesn't need to come to Pam. Pam said that now he has his mornings free, and she asked if that wasn't wonderful. Tyler said it wasn't wonderful, it was terrible news, and he would continue to come because he still had a lot to teach Bob. And even if he wasn't Bob's coach, what about him and Pam? Pam said that since Bob didn't need a coach anymore, Tyler had no reason to come to her anymore. But Tyler said he wanted to keep coming. Then he asked Pam if she really thought he only saw her as Bob's owner, and she only saw him as Bob's trainer. Pam said that wasn't true. Their conversation was so slow and sluggish that even Bob and Tequila got tired of listening to them. Tyler asked who they were to each other then. Pam really wanted to tell him how she felt about him. But in the end, she said they were best friends. She apologized for doubting them. After all, he really was her best friend now. Tyler asked if that was really what she wanted. Pam nodded her head. Then Tyler remembered their last night together. Pam cried and said she was trying to be his friend, but she wanted more. Tyler kissed her, but didn't tell her. Tyler smiled and quietly said that they were both a couple of liars. Then he got up and told Pam to warn him if she wanted to spend the night at his place instead of barging in on him. Pam apologized again, thinking about how she almost confessed her love to him. Then Tyler reached out his hand and suggested she go home, as he needed to get some sleep before work. Pam agreed. Of course, Pam wanted to confess her feelings to him, but she didn't want another misunderstanding. She thought it best to leave things as they were. Meanwhile, Tequila was struggling to keep up with their pace. Suddenly, a familiar voice was heard talking about a white ball falling out. It was the girl from the lottery. Tyler was curious if there was any wine left, and Pam encouraged him to ask. The girl greeted the couple and asked if they liked the wine. Pam said they weren't a couple. As it turned out, there was only one of each prize, but no one had won the grand prize yet, so she suggested they play again. Pam said they weren't a couple, but Tyler asked for one ticket. Pam's heart was ready to jump out of her chest. She asked him what he was doing. Tyler replied that Pam herself had said they were best friends. That meant they could go on a trip together. Tyler said that if she didn't want to go, he wouldn't spin the wheel. Pam said he could play as much as he wanted. After all, it wasn't a sure thing that he would win because no one was that lucky. Tyler sighed, and Pam said that the golden ball couldn't have fallen out. But it was. Now he and Pam are going on vacation to the Caribbean. Pam asked what he had done, and Tyler said he had discovered he had superpowers. During their walk, Tyler said he didn't expect to win. Pam asked what he planned to do with the prize. Tyler said the prize was shared. He said he had to think before acting because they both had jobs. Besides, there was no one to look after Bob and Tequila. Pam became sad and said that maybe they really shouldn't go. Tyler said he didn't mean that he didn't want to go. Pam said she knew, but the trip was a whole week long, so they had to be sure they could handle it. Tyler said he understood her. That night, Tyler came to work without having slept. Anne greeted her nephew and asked him to make her something to drink, but Bernard said he would make his little girl a cocktail himself. Tyler asked what she was doing there. Anne invited him to sit down next to her, saying that she was there to see her beloved and have a cocktail. Bernard handed Tyler his coffee. Tyler calmly drank his coffee. Suddenly, Anne asked if they were going on a trip or not. Bernard asked what trip they were talking about. Anne told him how Pam had called her and told her that she and Tyler had won the grand prize in the lottery, a trip to the Caribbean. But Tyler wasn't sure because of work and other nonsense. At that moment, Bernard said he would watch the bar, and Anne said they would watch the dogs too. Tyler said that wasn't the only reason. He and Pam weren't a good match. Bernard then said that it was no big deal, and didn't he like her? Anne was very proud of her man. Tyler said that Pam rejected him, saying she just wanted to be friends. Anne asked him if he had asked her if she wanted more than friendship. Tyler asked why he had to be the one to ask. Was it because he was a man? If she liked him, she could ask him herself. Anne smiled and said she understood what he wanted. She said it wasn't because he was a man. Anne told Tyler not to expect her to make the first move, because he had already rejected her once. That was when she tried to kiss him for the first time. Then Anne said that she and Bernard would be happy to go to the Caribbean instead of them, and he would stay here and be content with his friendship with Pam. Tyler got angry and left, saying that she couldn't give him advice because she had built relationships in seconds. Anne said that unlike him, she was honest with her feelings. Tyler said he didn't care and left. Bernard told him to come back, but Anne stopped him, saying it was her fault. Turning around, Bernard saw Anne's sinister face. She said that from now on, he would dance to her tune. Meanwhile, Tyler had already returned home. He considered himself a coward. At that moment, Pam rang the doorbell. Her parents were waiting for her at the door. They were happy to see their beloved daughter, and, of course, Bob. Then Pam asked where Mickey was. Meanwhile, Mickey was cleaning his boots. He examined them carefully to make sure they were perfectly clean. Suddenly, he heard his beloved older sister screaming. Pam and Bob ran towards him. She pounced on Mickey with a barrage of questions. Mickey asked who she was because he was an only child. Then Pam asked him to be gentler because she had wiped his bottom many times. Then they started arguing. Mom said she didn't miss their quarrels while Dad was touched by his children. Later, Pam showed her mother a photo of Tyler. Her mother said he was handsome. Pam said sadly that he only wanted to be friends with her. Her mother said that if she were her age, he would have been her husband long ago. Her father was frightened by his appearance. Pam told her about the strange things that had been happening between them lately. They won a trip to the Caribbean in a lottery, but she was afraid that he would get bored halfway through the vacation. Mom said they needed to go to see if they were right for each other, but Dad was clearly against it. Pam said Mom was right, but she wasn't sure if Tyler wanted the same thing. She wanted to find out how he really felt, at least once. At that moment, Pam's phone rang. Mom told Pamela to go to her room immediately and make him her son-in-law. It was Tyler. He called and said he didn't regret winning the tour. He suggested they go and spend a few wonderful days together. Then he waited anxiously for her answer. Pam said she had one condition. Then she asked to buy him swimming trunks, because she was sure that the ones he had were a little strange. Then she replied that she really wanted to go, and she was looking forward to the trip. Tyler was happy to hear this, and he said he couldn't wait either. The next morning, Tyler received a text message. Still half asleep, he picked up his phone to see who was texting him so early in the morning. It was Bob's mom, who had good news. Tyler jumped up with joy and excitement, waking Tequila. He then said he would wait for her at her house. He was going for a walk with Bob and his little princess. Pam replied with a sticker. This touched Tyler deeply. Then he saved it. After a while, he and Pam sat down and chose one of the hotels and 2 activities. They were happy with the all-inclusive system. Pam said that Anne and Bernard would take care of Tequila and Bob. Tyler was still upset with Anne. Anne asked what was wrong, or if he didn't like her. Tyler said everything was fine, but in reality, he was remembering her words. Tyler said he didn't know if he could trust Anne. She was always hanging around his uncle, and she had left Bob alone once. Pam said she could be trusted, because she was the most hopeful person she had ever met. Tyler looked at her suspiciously. Pam said that Anne only seemed tough and a little scary. But behind that harsh exterior was a person full of kindness. When she first met Anne, she thought the same as Tyler. Anne was stunning. She was perfect from head to toe. She radiated incredible energy, so strong that Pam couldn't look her in the eye. But Pam quickly realized that not everyone liked the strong personality that had won her over. Everyone in the office gossiped about what she wore and who she dated. Anne was criticized for everything she did. Pam hated hearing all these things about Anne. They said she was like a plastic doll trying to attract attention. All that was left was to dye her hair blonde. But she ignored what was happening for several months. She was new and didn't want any trouble. Pam regrets not helping her back then. She was a coward. Anne could be scary at times. She couldn't understand why other people thought she was trying to attract someone. After all, apart from evil spirits who would drag them to hell, she didn't attract anyone. One day at work, Pam got a call from her boyfriend. She could hear Bob whining through the phone. Anne asked if he had walked Bob, but her boyfriend said he was tired, so she should come over and shut him up. Pam said he was teasing her. At that moment, Anne took the phone. She said Pam wouldn't be home late. Anne introduced herself as Pam's boss, so he should walk the dog himself or she would fire Pam. Pam's boyfriend immediately apologized and said he would not bother Pam. Then Anne handed over the phone. Pam apologized for talking on the phone during work hours and asked her not to fire her. Anne said she wasn't the boss, so she couldn't do that. Then she asked why she was dating such a guy. After all, Pam works overtime all week and even skips lunch. And at home, you need to rest. Pam asked how she knew that. Anne said that they were desk mates. Then she handed her a bag of food, telling Pam to eat because she must be very hungry. Anne said that her first year had been terrible too. When Pam opened the bag, she burst into tears of gratitude to Anne. Pam was touched by her concern because Anne herself was going through a difficult time. Then Anne patted Pam on the head and said that everything would be fine. Then she moved her chair closer and said that together they would get through these documents. Anne said that Pam was lucky that there was no handsome guy waiting for her at home. Anne said they would finish quickly, so the baby would see his mother early today. Pam was surprised and charmed by her kindness. Step by step, they grew closer. Over time, Pam came to understand that Anne was doing everything she could to protect herself and her loved ones. And even in the most difficult moments, she made it clear that she would always be there. Pam told Anne that she had broken up with her boyfriend because of Bob. Anne said that they would get through it all. She promised that everything would be fine with Bob. She said she would bring tissues and lots of ice cream, so she didn't have to hold back. Pam was very grateful to her. Anne put $50 on the table and started to get ready to leave. The guy asked her if she was really going to leave for some crybaby. After all, he had come all this way to see her. She said to let her tell him something about herself. Anne said she would never let a girl cry over love. She added that he should not call her. Pam met Anne with apologies for ruining her date, but Anne said that the guy had set her up, so it wasn't her fault. Pam hugged Anne tightly and said she had even bought her favorite ice cream, but Anne told Pam not to get her new dress dirty with her snot. So Pam asks Tyler not to doubt whether Anne is trustworthy, because she is the best friend in the world. Pam was sure that Anne would make Bernard happy. She also has no doubts about Bernard, because he is such a good person. Realizing that she was talking too much, she apologized. Tyler said he was grateful to Pam for her words. Pam is sure that the two of them will be good friends. The agency has already sent them their tickets. Pam was surprised by their departure date. Since May 18th is her birthday, she didn't expect to be celebrating it on a plane. Tyler suggested changing the date, but Pam said she wasn't planning on celebrating her 30th birthday anyway. Tyler suggested celebrating with Anne and Bernard when they returned, and Pam hugged Bob tightly and said she would invite the kids too. After a while, he started packing Tequila's things. Tequila had a lot of things: cute bows and grooming supplies for her fur, drinks, and other important things. Tequila had more things than Tyler himself, and that was before he even started collecting her toys. But there was something more important. He told Tequila not to play I Hate Girls with Aunt Anne. He told her to promise him she would be a good girl with Anne. Tyler said she was dear to his uncle and to Pam. Then he picked up the phone and dialed his uncle's number. Bernard teased him, saying he must have missed him. But Tyler said he called to get Anne's number. Bernard said he wouldn't let anyone steal his girl. But Tyler wanted to apologize to her for what happened. Bernard said that Anne was with him. Then he handed the phone to Anne. Tyler said he had behaved like a child that day and thanked her for her help. Anne told him not to worry about it, that she had been very hard on him that day and apologized for it. She said that she sometimes overprotects Pam. The last few months have been difficult for her, so she doesn't want to see her suffer. But Anne wants to be honest with him. She likes Tyler, and she thinks he could make Pam happy. But she doesn't want Pam to wait forever for him. She's the best friend she's ever had, and her smile is worth 1,000 lives. Anne said someone else might be braver, and then Tyler would definitely regret it. Tyler said he understood that, so Anne told him not to waste this trip. Tyler said he understood her. Anne was pleased with his determination. But Tyler needed Anne's help. The days passed quickly and the day of departure arrived. It was the first time they had been separated from their pets. Anne told them to stop being so dramatic and not to miss their flight. Tyler handed Tequila to her and asked her to take care of her as if her life depended on it. Anne said that Tequila was the missing half of her and that she would shower her with bows and dresses. Meanwhile, Pam said goodbye to Bob, asking him not to destroy anything in Bernard's house. She said she loved him very much. Then Bernard and Anne took the dogs and left. They were incredibly sad and missed them. On board the plane, Pam was already enjoying the trip, but Tyler was still upset about the farewell. Pam suggested that Tyler sit on the edge so that he could stretch his legs more comfortably. She suggested watching a movie to keep themselves occupied during the flight. 10 minutes later, Anne was already snoring. The man sitting next to her told her to keep an eye on his girlfriend. Then she lay down on Tyler's shoulder. Tyler was charmed and embarrassed by her cuteness, and so their journey began. A few hours later, they arrived in the Caribbean. At the reception desk, they were told that their room wasn't ready yet, but they could leave their luggage and go to the beach or visit the shops. Pam was delighted with their hotel. The girl at the front desk asked if he was okay, because Tyler looked very tired. He hadn't been able to sleep during the flight. The girl said that his girlfriend was very cheerful and would surely share her energy with him. Tyler said that she always gives him the energy he needs so much. The view of the sea was simply stunning. Pam and Tyler were delighted, considering this place to be heaven on earth. Pam was happy about every little thing: calling the weather perfect for a walk. She wanted to try all the street food, and Tyler wanted to try all the cocktails because there are many local fruits here. But most of all, he was looking forward to going to the beach. And it wasn't because he liked swimming. When he was a child, his mother forbade him to swim, fearing that his skin would get burned. Pam said her mother was afraid too, so she had to swim in sunscreen. She looked like a little ghost in it. Tyler said that his experience was different and that Pam's mother was very kind. Then Tyler said he was hungry and suggested they grab a bite to eat. Pam realized that Tyler was avoiding talking about his mother. Then she realized that she knew almost nothing about him. Tyler said they had mango smoothies and asked if she wanted one too. Pam decided she would wait until he was ready to talk about her. In the meantime, she would just enjoy the break. Then she came over and said she would pay. Tyler said it wasn't necessary. She said to let her elders take care of him. After paying for the drinks, Tyler heard music. He suggested they go listen to the live music. Finding the musicians, they began to squeeze through the crowd. Pam was delighted with their music. Suddenly, a huge man hit her in the face with his elbow. He apologized immediately. Pam said she was fine. Then Tyler put Pam in front of him to protect her, and Pam understood that. If they were a couple, Pam would lean in and snuggle up to him, realizing that she had done it in real life. She began to praise the musician's performance. She had already imagined how he would reject her. But instead, Tyler calmly said that the music was really good and relaxed his hand. And he was as red as a tomato. Then Pam pointed to the suitcase and asked if it was a saxophone. Tyler said it was. Pam asked if he would like to learn to play it, but Tyler said he already knew how. Pam said that was cool, but Tyler didn't think it was that surprising. Hearing this, a musician approached them and invited Tyler to join them. He put the saxophone on him and dragged Tyler over to the other musicians. Tyler called Pam, but she told him not to worry, she was already filming. And so Tyler became part of the street music. Taking the instrument, he began to play music. Pam was enchanted by him. She knew almost nothing about him, but she already wanted him badly. She really enjoyed discovering new things about him. She knew that this journey would be full of surprises.